Hi everyone, so in this video what I want to talk about is you are never stuck anywhere unless you believe you are. So as a counsellor and a coach, one of my main aims when I work with my clients is to figure out where they want to be and then to help them to get there. In counselling that could take months, years, and they may never ever get resolution or get to where they want to be, because it could be that they're coming for counselling because of a bereavement or a loss. That is not ever going to find a resolution except for the person feeling more accepting and at ease of where they're at. It might be through addiction. They might be coming for counselling because of low self-esteem. That might be a life's journey working on those things. But one of the things I've noticed when I'm on YouTube is a lot of the people that are on there will sometimes use the term that they're stuck. So they might say, I'm stuck in this relationship, I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck in this country and I'd rather be somewhere else. I'm stuck in this neighbourhood, I'd rather live somewhere else. And my feeling is that if you continue to tell yourself that you're stuck, then that's where you're going to remain. No one's stuck anywhere. You might be in a situation that's more difficult for you to get out of, but if you start telling your brain that you are stuck there and there's no way that you can ever get anywhere, then that's really what's going to happen. You're not going to find any resources to help you get to where you need to. So an example was one of the people that was on a discussion on YouTube. This was a man he was from Ghana. He travelled to America and he was living in America for 22 years. And he kept saying, I'd rather be back in Ghana, but I can't afford to because I'm paying so much tax and because the job that I'm on is minimum wage. And he was giving a list of reasons of why he can't go back to Ghana. And then someone else that was on the discussion just said, well, if you really wanted to go, then you wouldn't have been in America for 22 years. You would have been putting money aside, you'd be planning. And then they also said, if you really wanted to be in Ghana, you would just ask, you would get the money for the plane ticket and you would figure the rest out because it's your country where you originally were from. And he didn't have an answer to that. And that's because his mind was geared towards all the reasons he can't move forward, because he kept using the term, I'm stuck, I'm trapped here, I don't like living here and all this. When someone came with a solution, which he wasn't ready for because he wasn't expecting that, his brain couldn't relate to that because he was thinking, I've not been looking for solutions. So the first thing is you need to stop telling yourself that you're stuck, because it's going to end up being a self-fulfilling prophecy. Even if you were in a difficult relationship, and I've done lots of videos separately on ending a relationship safely. I've worked for Women's Aid and lots of charities around domestic violence, so I know that that is a different topic altogether. But even if you are in a relationship that is very abusive, don't ever say to yourself, even if you're saying it unconsciously, that you are stuck. Maybe you need to just reframe what you say, and you might say that I'm in a difficult place right now. I'm in a difficult situation right now, but I know that I'm going to find a way to get out of it. So the other thing is to consider why you feel you're stuck. Identify what the barriers are and start to work on removing them. What makes some... I've never in my life been in a situation where I've said, I can't find a way out of this, or I'm stuck here. I've mentioned this before. I've come from a family where we didn't have money, but I still managed to get to university. It took me, I was doing 2 jobs. I had to get loans. I had to get money from my dad. I had to get a grant. I just took everything because I knew that I wanted to get a degree, because I knew that that would lead to employment. So although the barriers were there, I could have said, well, because we don't have enough money for tuition fees, or even when I was doing my GCSEs and A-levels, there were struggles there. There was 3 of us sharing a room. I didn't have enough space to study, and I didn't feel that I was intelligent enough to get the A-levels, to get to... There's so many things that are barriers that we put in the way, but you should never feel stuck. You always have to feel as though there's a way out and there's a way forward. So it's about changing your mindset. That's the next thing, switching your thinking beliefs about the situation. Any situation that we're in life, it's how you respond to it. Even with all the stuff that's going on in the world, not just COVID, but other things. It's all about how you respond and feel about the situation. There's things that are out of your control that are never going to change. Now, I've had these discussions and I'll be making more videos around this. I don't think there's ever going to be an end to racism. But do I wake up every day as a black woman and say, because of racism, I'm not going to do this? Or because some people are racist, I'm going to look at every other person who's a non-black person as racist. I'm not going to interact with people. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this or that. That's not how I live my life. I've never felt that anything could prevent me from doing what I need to do. So I'm only saying these things to you guys to encourage you and motivate you, because I feel that people are not only influenced and brainwashed by other people, why they're trying to keep them stuck as well. If someone feels stuck, they want to keep you in that same situation by saying, well, the amount of times, that's why I'm really censoring now what I watch, not only on TV, but also on YouTube, because if you watch too many of the same types of videos and programs, you will believe it, that it's true. You will believe that black people are at the bottom of the pile. You'll believe that if you've got like a lack of education, that you can't succeed in life. You'll believe that if you're homeless, or if you have a certain appearance, or if you're a certain gender, that you can't thrive and you can't achieve. And that's really not going to not helpful. It's not helpful thinking for anyone, and it won't push you towards where you want to go. So the fifth and final thing is you need to learn to develop more empowering thoughts. Empowerment is the biggest key we have to anything in life. Like, I'm a confident person, but it took me, I had to grow into a confident person. I didn't start off that way. Lots of things that have happened, being bullied at school, losing my sister, losing my dad, you know, at times having no money, you know, really being broke to the point where you're having to empty your pennies at the penny jar. None of that has stopped me from having empowering thoughts and from knowing that I will make it. I'm currently self-employed. I've got more than enough work. In fact, I've got so much work that I'm having to say no to work. I've got social work roles, I've got counselling roles, I've got coaching clients. I've got so much work on and so much things that are in my life that are really, really positive. But if I would have been where I was 5 years ago and just focusing on being broke and having no money, or when my dad died, if I allowed that to, you know, really destroy me, or when my sister died, allowed that to destroy me, you have to still be someone that empowers others, but empowers yourself. Don't just watch the news and listen to all these negative things, or engage with conversations with people who are just talking about how bad it is, you know, in life. It's disempowering, and this isn't always my philosophy. Anything that disempowers me as a person and doesn't empower or motivate me, then I don't want anything to do with it. So to end with, really, you're not stuck. You're just in a situation that is challenging. So start using that term instead. Start seeing it as a game. The challenge is, how can I get to where I want to get to with all of these barriers in my way? I find things that are a challenge, I treat it as a game. So if someone says to me, do you know what? If, say, like when I was made redundant, I think that was in 2017. Before that, I had a year of being self-employed where I was literally not making enough money. I was spending more money on my outgoings than I was like bringing in. I had to think, what am I going to do next? Then I got a good job for a year, then I was made redundant. What am I going to do next? I saw it as a challenge. I never said, when all these people are saying there's no jobs out there, what's the point in applying for lots of jobs? You're never going to get the job. You won't get the job because you're a woman. You won't get the job because you're young. You won't get the job because you're a black woman. They'll hire someone else. That has never been my philosophy, because I'm not going to go to an interview thinking I'm not going to get the job. And that is why, as I said in another video, every single job I've gone for, apart from 1 or 2, and the 2 times I didn't get the job, is because I messed up. So I didn't do research, or I did something wrong. Every other single job I've ever gone for in my whole life, I've always got the job. That's because I do the research. That's because I go in there confidently. That's because people will say, you haven't got as much experience, but I like you, or you presented well, you were the best interviewee. You know, I'm not going in there with negative thoughts. So I'm just going to say to people, empowering thoughts can take you really far. As I've said, change your mindset. Consider why you feel you're stuck. Identify the barriers. Stop telling yourself you're stuck. Stop putting that into your brain and just, take action. So that's all I can really say to you. So I hope you found this video useful. Please feel free to like, to leave your comments, and to share this video if you feel someone will benefit. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.